people talking, it's a start of something, and I don't know what will come out of it in this group or in this group, but I know something magical happens in this space every single time. Anyone else from the groups? Yes, Bill.
My name is Soni. Just want to let you into a little secret. Barbara was my student. Having said that, what I've realized today, and I'm humbled in this conversation today, I realized that within the context of the shifting sands of politics, that we assume, those of us who were involved at UDW as activists, we thought Marxism, we thought everything. We thought how we would destroy apartheid. We may have destroyed apartheid, but poverty still exists, racism still exists. So we made the assumption that when 1994 came, much of what we fought for would have ended. And that would have been our victory. I've just realized today, having heard the youngsters from KFN, that struggle is not an event. It's a process. And it will continue. That we must begin now to listen to the younger ones. Because after all, this is what this country is going to be. It's going to be, the future will be in the hands of the younger ones. Not the politicians of today. But what we can do is set the scene for them. To say, what can we do to assist them to achieve what we couldn't do? For example, the fees must fall to pay. We fought for that. We fought for free education because many of us couldn't afford to go to university. But the youngsters showed us that they can do it. And I think if there's anything that comes out of this today, for me, is that we must empower the youth. We failed in many respects.
You can see lots of young hands clapping here. In fact, there's always this idea that somehow youth is somewhere out there, right? That they need to be saved. I was at a conference last week with government, and this one young man stood up. He says, I want to make something very clear. Stop talking about us as the vulnerable youth, as the marginalized youth, that the youth has to be fixed up somehow. He says, we are the future. You better believe it. And this guy didn't say it with arrogance. He said as a fact. So if we don't engage constructively, it's actually, when you say something that sounds radical at first, and I really interrogate it, talk to try to understand it, this is possibly something might shift on both sides. Because we have a common agenda, right? It's not a different agenda, it's a common agenda. But the frustration is building up of not being listened to in the space, of having programs thrown at you to save you. And we see you as drug-ridden gangsters. All the negatives that are there are in your space all the time. So there's a notion of saying, and as Dilo said, how do we shift that to say actually young people are the future? And the future is not tomorrow, it's actually already upon us. It's here right now in the room, it's sitting with us. So how do you young guys start to engage in spaces like this to open up and start these conversations differently? So let's hear the last young voice here.